This is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. And first off, I want to wish all my viewers a Happy New Year. So this is New Year's Day 2012. And every New Year's, I'm good at least for one more video to share with you some of my thoughts about health and diet and becoming a better person. So just like any other New Year's Day and New Year, thousands of people, maybe millions of people worldwide have a New Year's resolution. Hey, what's your New Year's resolution? Hey, post that down below. Maybe by putting your New Year's resolution out there and making it public, then you're going to be held accountable for it. So that's also another tip. Share your New Year's resolution with your friends and family that will support you on your resolution, whether it's to eat healthier, lose weight, quit smoking, or whatever it is. So today I want to talk about New Year's resolutions and give you my frank opinion on them. Basically, I think New Year's resolutions are kind of a joke. Basically what happens is a New Year's resolution gives you an excuse to screw around during the holidays and Christmas. For many people, their New Year's resolution is always to lose weight or get healthy or something like that. And they'll say, oh, well, it's December now or Christmas time now. I'm just going to pig out and eat all the junk now, which is junk. But then come New Year's, I'm going to go lose weight. But guess what? Most people gain weight on the Christmas holidays and then may try to lose a little bit, but then by the end of the year, next year, they probably weigh more than they did last year, and they're not able to maintain, their New Year's resolution because it's quickly lost out. Now, why does this happen? Well, basically, in my opinion, New Year's Day is just like every other day of the year, 365 days of the year for those that follow the Gregorian calendar, and it's just the same exact day. Nothing's different except the meaning we put on it. So for example, take animals, birds and the bees, dogs, cats, and other animals. They don't wake up on New Year's Day. It's a new year, I'm gonna lose weight or stop smoking. Can you imagine a dog smoking? Well, actually, your dog is smoking if you are smoking because your dog is breathing secondhand cigarette smoke, unbeknownst to him, without him controlling it. So if you do smoke, I would ask you to not smoke near your loved ones, including your animals. But in any case, animals have no sense of time, and the new year to them is just another day. So the goal of this video is to share with you that every day is a new day, or can be a new year for new goals. Give yourself the flexibility to change on a day's notice. And what is a New Year's resolution? In most cases, a New Year's resolution is just about changing some part of yourself. And change, actually for most people, can be very difficult. Most people resist change. And there's a saying that I've heard, what you resist persists. So if you always focus on, I want to lose weight, then the main operand word there is weight. So you're probably going to actually end up gaining weight. So what you want to focus on, in my opinion, is the positive. So instead of focusing on the weight, you want to focus on, maybe something broader. I want to be healthy. I want to live a natural diet and eat the foods on earth that we would eat naturally. And in my opinion, if you eat a natural diet, if you become healthier, guess what? One of the byproducts of that is lose weight. And that's why they say raw foods is so good at losing weight, because you're just eating a natural diet, and one of the side effects is you're gonna become your weight that you probably were in high school, like me and many of my friends that have been doing a raw and living foods diet for a long period of time. So now that you know my feelings on a New Year's resolution, I want you to have an everyday resolution. Think about it. If you have a New Year's resolution one day a year, you can get one thing changed every year. And to me, that's sad, actually. I strive to constantly improve my life on a daily basis, no matter what it is. And I strive to have a new day resolution every single day of the year, where I try to improve myself in one way or another, whether I'm learning something new in the garden, learning something about health, whether I'm experiencing and eating a brand new food, whether I'm experiencing a new place, visiting and making new friends and learning about new people and lifestyles and way to lead. I always strive to constantly improve. And that technique I call CANI. C-A-N-I stands for constant and never-ending improvement. And if you follow Kanai, you'll always improve so that you'll be much greater and much better than you were at the beginning of the year if you have one of these new day resolutions every single day of the year. And even if you don't make your resolution that day, guess what? You can have the same resolution the following day. But we need to be smart about it. We can't just make the resolution. We have to have certain steps we take to get to our resolution, or in this case, our goal. Because without certain steps and a process to go through to meet your goal or resolution, you're like a ship without a rudder. You're like a car driving, without a GPS, driving somewhere where you've never been before and you don't know where you're gonna end up. You could take a lot of wrong turns, but at least if you have a GPS, you're gonna get to your destination. And that's what it is when you have a goal or resolution you wanna accomplish. You need to have a specific plan to get there. So it's not just good enough to say, hey, I wanna lose weight. You could say, I wanna lose 10 pounds, and how I'm gonna do that is reduce my caloric consumption of the processed foods and animal products that aren't so good for me. Maybe you will say, I won't eat at McDonald's. Or maybe you're gonna say, I will include a diet of fresh fruits and vegetables, and most of my diet will be fresh fruits and vegetables, and I'm gonna eat small amounts of processed foods. And by doing that, you're gonna eat a lot healthier than you ever were before, and you'll be on your way to meeting your goals. But before you even have a process or steps to get to achieve your goals, what's really important above all else, in my opinion, are these two things, two words that mean so much, and to so many people, they mean so little, and they just don't have the full effect that they really need to have. And the two words today, for me, that I'm gonna share with you are, number one, acceptance. You need to accept who you are, where you are, and how you are at this very moment. Now, I'm not saying you have to like where you are, but you have to accept yourself. If you don't accept yourself, maybe you could substitute the word in, love yourself, then all this is literally in vain. Because if you don't accept yourself, you're not gonna wanna take the effort to put forth to make a change in your lifestyle. And I'm, by no means am I a psychologist or anything like that and gonna coach you on how to accept or love yourself more. You need to get specialized help for that. But we need to be aware of acceptance and love in our own lives so that you can help yourselves, number one, and then even more so to help others. The other word that's very important to me in my life is number two, responsibility. We need, and each person needs, to take responsibility for their own lives and where they are, and accept where they are, right? If you say, oh, McDonald's is the one making me fat. No, McDonald's ain't the one making you fat. It's you, your hands, your money is buying the McDonald's, and you're feeding McDonald's to yourself, and you're making yourself fat by eating processed food. You can't blame, the responsibility on somebody else. I recently was reading the paper, and Starbucks got sued because the floor was wet and some guy slipped, hit his head, and got a concussion and got millions of dollars, Now, is Starbucks responsible for the dude falling? Well, actually, what happened was Starbucks, the floor was wet, but the dude should have been paying more attention. If the dude was smart, maybe he would have bought the most non-slip shoes as possible. And actually, I do have some of the most non-slip shoes possible. They're called Vibram 5 Fingers. But basically what this boils down to is just taking responsibility for our own lives and things that happen to us in our own lives. You're the only one responsible, not the outside forces. And if you think it's the outside forces responsible, maybe you need to change your thoughts and have a different perspective on why things are happening to you. So once you're taking responsibility for where you're at and you're accepting where you're at and accept yourself, the next thing you need to do, the big word here, is change. You need to change. But for so many people in our society, change is really hard because we are creatures of habit. We like what we do. We wake up, we sleep on the right side of the bed, we roll out of bed, and you get your morning coffee, eat your morning toast. My dad did that for all as I was growing up. He's finally changed in eating maybe some fresh fruits or oatmeal for breakfast, which is much better. But nonetheless, change can be very difficult. So what I've learned, the easiest way to change is by the inch, it's a cinch, and by the yard, it's hard. So just remember that if you don't remember anything else. You want to change slowly but surely over a long period of time instead of changing a lot in a short period of time. And in my opinion, that's much more likely to lead to your success than, trying to change overnight. I'm going to lose 100 pounds tomorrow. That's probably not going to happen unless you get liposuction, which I don't recommend. But you can definitely lose 1 pound or a half pound by tomorrow. Maybe just drinking more water, you'll lose some of the extra bloat and water weight you have because you're truly dehydrated. Maybe by going on a juice fast, you're going to shed some unwanted pounds. All right, so actually a visitor's driving up right now. I think she lives in the local area, so let's, take it to her. She has a few questions for me. I think she's still a little bit tipsy from the New Year celebration last night. Oh, so here she is.
Hi, my name's Laura, and I'm going to ask John questions. What do you think about the fact that we have an extreme obesity rate, which you are not part of?
Sure, actually, that's one of my resolutions is to solve world obesity, and actually that's one of the reasons for this video and how I do that on a daily basis is that actually I have these videos right here like I'm making today, and I put them on YouTube to educate people about what I have learned so that people can be as healthy as possible. And yes, one component is absolutely exercise, but in my opinion, another actually more important component, now I'm not saying exercise is not important, but I'm saying that what you eat is even more important. Because say you eat highly processed foods that have a lot of calories, you gotta exercise twice as much to burn those calories off. Whereas if you eat low calorie, high nutrition foods, then you don't have to exercise quite as much, although it still is important.
Almonds. They're filling and they taste good. A handful of almonds and it will help you mentally through the day.
I agree. Handful of almonds or a handful of nuts a day is an excellent thing, but we also want to balance that out with enough fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. There's no substitute for fruits and vegetables in a person's diet. So I hope you've enjoyed the little interjection or intermission or entertaining intermission there. And I did ask her a question, I asked her what her New Year's resolution was, and you probably didn't see that on camera. And her New Year's resolution is for world peace. And I think that's a great New Year's resolution. Whatever your New Year's resolution is, as long as it's for the benefit of mankind and yourselves, then I think it's a good resolution to have. But I asked her, so what steps are you taking on a daily basis to, get to world peace? And, she didn't really have a plan. So I guess that's another thing I want to talk about is having a plan to get to your New Year's resolution. So once again, by the inch, it's a cinch. By the yard, it's hard. So you want to take your New Year's resolution. So the easiest one is to, like I was talking about before we had the intermission, is losing weight. So instead of losing 100 pounds tomorrow or 10 pounds, if you lose, work on a half pound or 1 pound. And if you lose that much every day, guess what? By the end of the year, you've lost 365 pounds. So maybe you don't even want to lose that many pounds. Maybe you won't be nothing left if you lose that many pounds. But nonetheless, you get my point. You want to have these small and incremental goals to achieve your major goal. I mean, after all, if you do have a New Year's resolution, you have all year to get there. But once again, I want to encourage you to have a new day resolution every single day of the year. So instead of having a New Year's resolution of losing 100 pounds, maybe your new day resolution is to lose a quarter pound. And guess what? That sounds a lot easier than losing 100 pounds for a year, right? You could do a quarter pound a day, no problem. But if you do a quarter pound a day consistently, by the end of the year, you're gonna have much more success. So also in the clip, we had our special guest. She talked about, why are people obese? Well, once again, in my opinion, people are obese and overweight because they're not putting the right fuel into their bodies. Once again, highly processed foods, including raw oils that are 100% fat, for 1 small tablespoon are 100 calories. In, literally 1 pound of vegetables or a whole head of lettuce, it's about 100 calories. 1 pound of fruit is about 300 calories. But 1 small tablespoon of oil, which is a highly processed food, whether it's raw or not, is really calorically dense. And actually not so nutrient dense. It has lots of fat, but nothing else. Whereas leafy greens, on the other hand, are very nutrient dense, but low in calories. And I would encourage you to eat a diet that's high in nutrient-dense foods such as leafy greens, fresh fruits, and fresh vegetables are some of the best things to eat low calories but high nutrients so that you can have the best health ever and meet your goals of losing weight. That being said, exercise is absolutely important, but if you eat the wrong foods that have too many calories, then you have to exercise that much more to burn it off. If you're eating the right foods that have lots of nutrition and low calories, we still need exercise, but you can exercise less than the same person, eating the junk processed foods. And that's where I want you to get to. In our society, we have this mentality, if I eat junk, I need to exercise, and I need to exercise really hard. You see it on The Biggest Loser. Even on The Biggest Loser, they still feed people crap, but healthier crap, but they're still exercising really hard. In my opinion, it'd be much easier to just feed them the right high nutrient, low calorie foods and exercise less to achieve the same goal. So if you're losing weight, that's a strategy I would do if I was you to achieve your weight loss goals of 2012. So no matter what your New Year's resolution is, hopefully this video has given you some guidelines to go to shoot towards so that you can meet all your New Year's and especially New Day's resolutions in 2012. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're the best.